Hello, folks. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Colby Kanouse, and I'm an attorney here at Chuck Franklin Law. We're going to talk a little bit today about a question that's come in, and that question is, when do you have to provide your name to a police officer? First of all, it's important to know that it's actually a crime in Arizona to refuse to provide your name to a police officer, but that's only if the officer has a valid reason to stop you in the first place. There is a statute that makes it a Class 2 misdemeanor to refuse to provide your truthful name to a cop. A Class 2 misdemeanor is punishable by up to a $750 fine, as well as up to 4 months in jail. The good news on this one is there is no mandatory minimum penalty. But that said, if an officer has a reasonable suspicion to believe that you have committed an offense, are in the process of committing an offense, or are about to commit an offense, and he asks you your name, you have to give it to him. Now, it's sort of undecided at this point whether or not that statute is constitutional. I can think up a couple scenarios where it might not be. Obviously, you have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to not incriminate yourself. Those are constitutional rights. They are inviolable. And to the extent that this statute requires you to provide your name when doing so would incriminate yourself, I think it's unconstitutional. But that has not been decided, and as a practical matter, I don't think I'd gamble on it. It's much easier simply to provide your name. Now, there's another practical problem with this statute, and that is, how are you supposed to know if the cop has reasonable suspicion? You're only required to provide your name if the cop has reasonable suspicion to believe that you're in the process of committing an offense or have committed an offense. But how are you supposed to know, as a layman on the street, when that is? And even if you're an attorney, that's not an easy analysis to conduct, because you don't know what the officer knows, what he saw, or what he thinks he saw. And so because of that, again, as a practical matter, you really should provide your name, truthful name, to a police officer if he asks for it. You definitely don't have to say anything else, and the statute does not require that you provide any other information, but you do have to provide your name. Thank you.